on my bingo card, but I respect that she wants to set the record straight for the history books. Listen, I give her tremendous credit for a few things that she did in that 107-day stretch. She raised over $1 billion. She locked up all of the Democratic delegates within 24 hours. She kept a rigorous schedule on the campaign trail. She did many things that I think no other politician could do in that time span. But I think in many ways she was set up to fail. And I'm not saying that this was some grand strategy against her, but it's a rule of thumb in White Houses that presidents and their teams are always looking out for the VP. They don't want them to take too much of the spotlight. They don't want them to do better than them. So what happened is oftentimes things she was doing didn't get credit. When negative things were said about her, there wasn't pushback for her. And she goes into great detail about this. I dealt with it with Pence and with Trump when I worked for him. That's something that happens. But the truth is this, in my opinion, looking back, the glaring signs were there that Donald Trump was going to win. 2/3 of the country said they felt like the country was on the wrong track and they wanted a different direction. In this country, you only get two options in a major election. You get one of the two. And I think you could have put the best political athlete in there, and they were going to lose because of those headwinds that Joe Biden couldn't shake and she couldn't break from him with.
How could they possibly predict or go against Trump at that time? Even though he tanked the economy, he instigated an insurrection. What else did he do? He botched the response to the COVID epidemic. Take bleach. You know, he was doing all of those things, so they figured they were going to get it. He's going to lose. How could he win after all the stupid things he's done?
Yeah.
And then he won anyway.
Yeah, so the voters.
And who would have predicted that Elon Musk was going to put $250 million into Trump's campaign?
Yeah.
And that Jake Tapper, to name one, would write a book about how infirm poor Joe Biden was. How about this guy? He doesn't look that healthy to me. I don't
she
see
raised
that
$1 billion, though.
Now,
I mean, there was plenty of money on the Democratic side.
She did a phenomenal job. She also just raised the morale in general. It went from this doom and gloom to this bright light of hope, which is, when you think about it, hope is what Obama ran on. People want hope. They don't want carnage and dark and nothingness. But the thing I think she got right there, she was talking about, she says it was reckless to leave this decision to run again to Joe and Jill Biden and the people around them. And I said repeatedly, right here, over and over again, it seems like people are too close to this situation. And it wasn't about his mental stability, because she even says in there, he was amazing. She writes very clearly, she wasn't hiding anything.
Yeah, but that was a perception that people had because of people like I just mentioned.
Well, but you could conflate two things. She addresses his debate performance and says that he was tired, he'd been on 2 trips. But my point here is, being the president of the United States is the most consequential job in the world. If you think someone is going to be tired or not going to be able to handle it, you put your best person in. So I would say that it was always up to the people around them, and I didn't know until her remarks how separated the vice president and the president's teams are. I think this country deserves better. This is not an ego trip where someone gets credit, someone doesn't. You're a team or you're not a team.
Yeah.